1 minute ago, something completely unexpected was discovered inside Prince William's car, right after a high-profile royal event. Security teams rushed in. The vehicle was sealed off. No one saw it coming. What was found has royal insiders shaken, and it could be the most serious breach in years. The event that triggered everything. It was meant to be just another flawless royal engagement. Prince William, ever composed, had just wrapped up a high-profile appearance in central London. The event, attended by senior officials, charity leaders, and members of the press, seemed to go smoothly. Cameras flashed, crowds clapped, and security lined every corner of the venue. Then came the royal departure, always executed with military precision. But this time, something went off script. As William stepped into his official vehicle, a black Range Rover, no one, not even his closest aides, had any reason to expect anything out of the ordinary. Within minutes, the vehicle pulled away from the curb, following standard royal protocol. The escort moved in formation. The crowds parted. It all looked seamless, until it didn't. Roughly 2 minutes into the journey, something unusual happened. Reports indicate that a member of the security team monitoring the vehicle's surroundings noticed a visual anomaly through the rear window, a shape or object that wasn't on the security checklist. Almost immediately, the command was given to halt the motorcade. The vehicle was pulled into a secure holding bay, and a rapid cordon was formed. According to a source close to Royal Protection Command, the decision to stop the car was not taken lightly. It was an instant call. Something didn't look right, the source said. Protocol demanded an inspection. No risks are taken with a future king. Witnesses who happened to be nearby reported seeing palace staff moving quickly but discreetly. One even described the moment as tense but quiet, like something serious was happening behind those tinted windows. Within 15 minutes, the car was completely sealed off, and only top-tier palace security officers were allowed to approach. And that's when the real shock came. Whatever was inside the vehicle wasn't just odd, it triggered a full-blown internal investigation. Because in a world where royal movements are planned down to the last second, where every object, route, and person is accounted for, something unplanned had slipped in, and it was discovered not by accident, but by a last-second visual sweep. This incident is being described internally as the most significant operational disruption since the Windsor lockdown drill in 2018. Not because anyone was harmed, but because this level of breach, however small, almost never happens. And while the public is only just hearing whispers, the truth behind this discovery is already shaking the core of palace operations. So what exactly was found in the car? That's where things get even more unbelievable. The discovery inside the car. Once the vehicle was secured and swept by the Royal Protection Team, the item in question was located. Positioned inside the rear passenger side footwell, partially tucked beneath the seat. It wasn't part of the day's equipment manifest, and more importantly, no one on staff could immediately explain how it got there. Initial descriptions vary wildly depending on the source. Some say it was a small black packet with security tape and no markings. Others describe it as a document file wrapped in a plain folder, sealed with a purple wax crest, which some are speculating may be connected to Queen Camilla's private office. But what truly ignited the frenzy was the rapid appearance of royal photographers and neighborhood bystanders who began filming the commotion. Within hours, the first viral posts emerged on social media, with captions like "Unidentified package found in Prince William's car," "Lockdown triggered," and "Royals under threat?" At that point, the story exploded. Inside palace circles, the discovery was labeled non-immediate threat, But the real concern was how it got there at all. A royal vehicle, especially one transporting the heir to the throne, is swept before every departure. Every item inside is logged, verified, and double-checked by multiple teams. The idea that something could be placed there, either by mistake or malicious intent, is a major breach of standard operations. Was it planted? Was it accidentally left behind by someone on the staff? Was it a forgotten package from an earlier trip? Or something more strategic? Some early theories suggest it could have been a misplaced courier pouch, but that doesn't line up with the rapid escalation of the response. Palace staff wouldn't have sealed off the vehicle and brought in a full internal review team if it were something as simple as a lost document. One witness even claimed they saw a sniffer dog being brought to the vehicle just after the item was removed, suggesting that whatever it was, security considered it suspicious enough to treat as a potential threat. And here's the twist. As of now, no official statement has been made. Not from Kensington Palace, not from Scotland Yard. That silence is only fueling speculation. Because in the royal world, where information is controlled down to the letter, the absence of denial can sometimes mean more than confirmations. Who noticed it first?
The car was already rolling when someone noticed something wasn't right. In a moment that now seems almost too perfect to be real, it was a routine glance that may have changed everything.
Reports suggest that a royal bodyguard, stationed in the trailing escort vehicle, caught a glimpse of what looked like a foreign object through the rear window of Prince William's Range Rover. Initially, he thought it could be a jacket or case, but something about its placement and the fact it hadn't been logged raised concern. Using a secure comms line, he relayed a quick alert. Within 90 seconds, the vehicle was rerouted to a secure secondary checkpoint near the perimeter of the event. There was no panic, no shouting, but inside the comms van, an emergency protocol had been quietly triggered. Something known internally as blue envelope, a term used when anything untagged is found near or inside royal transport. Others say it wasn't the escort at all, but the chauffeur himself, a veteran driver who's worked with the family for over 15 years, who first spotted the object when he noticed a reflection in the rearview mirror. According to one palace source, he radioed in a single sentence, "We've got a shadow behind the seat. Doesn't belong." From that moment, everything moved fast. Palace security, already trained to act on minimal cues, immediately rerouted foot traffic and cleared bystanders from the side gates without explanation. Multiple plainclothes officers converged on the location, and the car was locked down within 5 minutes. As this happened, a few sharp-eyed citizens noticed the sudden shift. A woman across the street filming the motorcade's departure caught the moment the car peeled off unexpectedly and later posted, "It just broke formation. That never happens. Something was up." Her video, now with over 2.3 million views, is one of the only public visual accounts of the incident. What's most fascinating is that this entire discovery hinged on a single person's instincts. One glance, one decision, one silent trigger. In an environment where every movement is rehearsed and every detail is accounted for, the fact that someone caught the anomaly on sight is extraordinary, and it may have prevented something far worse. It's moments like these that remind us how thin the line really is between routine and risk when it comes to royal security. So what exactly was this item that caused such a stir? The next chapter reveals what insiders are whispering and why no one can agree on what it really was. What exactly was found? In the hours following the incident, the question on everyone's mind wasn't how it happened. It was what exactly was found in that car. And that's where the story splits in several dramatic directions. Multiple unofficial sources describe the object as a black file, sealed and bound with royal-grade ribbon. But one detail stands out. The seal allegedly carried a purple wax crest, which some claim is linked to Queen Camilla's personal correspondence office. That alone would be enough to cause alarm. Why would something with Camilla's seal end up unaccounted for in William's vehicle? But then came an even more shocking version of the story. A royal historian, speaking off-record, claimed it could be a replica of the Diana files, personal letters and documents once part of the estate of the late Princess Diana. If true, this would be both emotionally and politically explosive. Because if any part of Diana's private collection was found out of place or planted, it would raise huge questions about internal sabotage, leaks, or even symbolic messaging. There are also quieter, more measured accounts. Some security experts believe the object may have been a dummy drop, used during anti-surveillance testing, an item planted by protection officers to monitor internal security response times. This is done in high-risk environments, but rarely during live royal movements. If this theory holds, the test was a success, but it has certainly caused chaos. As of now, the palace remains silent. The item has not been identified in public. No statement has confirmed its origin, purpose, or risk level. And that silence is speaking volumes. Insiders say that the Director of Royal Protection has been pulled into a closed-door session to review every second of the motorcade's movement and handling. Vehicle sweep footage, movement logs, and internal security audio are all under forensic audit. But what makes this so unusual isn't just the item, it's the timing. Prince William has been at the center of a rising wave of attention, from his growing responsibilities under King Charles III to recent tensions involving the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So to have an unexplained object in his personal transport right now, it's more than a coincidence. Whatever was found inside that car, whether a file, a planted device, or something symbolic, it has rattled the foundation of a system built on precision and secrecy. And with no official answers, the mystery deepens. Up next, how this security shock is forcing serious questions inside the palace gates. Why this matters for royal security. In the royal world, protocol is everything. Every step, route, and item is controlled. So when something unauthorized ends up inside Prince William's vehicle, it isn't just a strange moment. It's a direct threat to the entire royal security framework. For starters, this wasn't just any outing. It was a high-profile public engagement with press, dignitaries, and dozens of eyes on the prince. The fact that the car was pre-cleared, swept, and then allowed to move, only to be stopped mid-route due to a suspicious object, reveals a crack in what was once thought to be an impenetrable system. Inside palace circles, the mood is reportedly tense. One senior source from Royal Protection Command admitted, "If something can be placed inside the heir's car without detection, then someone didn't do their job, or someone found a way around it." That's a terrifying thought, because William isn't just a senior royal, he's the future king of the United Kingdom. Any perceived vulnerability in his protection plan puts not just his safety, but the monarchy's image at risk. Even if this object turned out to be harmless, its unauthorized presence is enough to trigger emergency reviews. Security sweeps are now under scrutiny. Staff are being privately interviewed. Internal protocols, especially those governing vehicle inspections, are being reviewed, restructured, and in some cases, rewritten entirely. One major question is how it happened. Were the standard vehicle sweeps skipped? Was someone rushing due to scheduling delays? Or, and this is the most whispered theory, Did someone on the inside deliberately insert the item to test, warn, or expose a weakness? Security failures involving royals are rare, but not unheard of. In 2019, there was a major scare involving drones flying over Anmer Hall. In 2021, an intruder was found near Windsor Castle armed with a crossbow. And now, 2025 brings a mysterious object found inside the future king's car, without explanation. The public is also now watching closely. Headlines asking, "Is William safe?" have already started trending. And in a world where security equals strength, even the hint of a lapse damages the royal brand. And for William, whose role has grown rapidly since Charles took the throne, this moment couldn't have come at a worse time. Just as he was stepping into a more visible leadership role, his personal safety has become a national talking point. What happens inside the palace next is critical, because with the media already circling, the pressure is on, and the silence is only making it worse. Let's take a look at how the palace and its tight security circle are reacting behind closed doors. Reactions from the palace and security circle. The initial response from the palace was exactly what you'd expect: silence. But make no mistake, behind that silence, the walls were shaking. The discovery inside Prince William's vehicle wasn't just embarrassing, it was a potential scandal, and the way it's being handled internally is telling. While the public received no official comment, insiders say the royal household immediately called for a Level 3 review. This is the kind of internal audit reserved for security breaches that involve direct risk to a senior royal. Staff involved in the vehicle's preparation, drivers, aides, external support, were reportedly called in for emergency debriefings within hours. Sources close to the palace communications office hinted that a controlled leak might have been approved just to take some pressure off. By letting a few details accidentally slip into trusted hands, the palace could shape the narrative without committing to a full public statement. Meanwhile, senior security officials from both the Metropolitan Police Royalty Protection Group and MI5 were quietly contacted. Not because the threat was confirmed, but because any object left inside a royal car without a traceable origin is treated as a breach until proven otherwise. One palace insider reportedly told a royal correspondent, "This isn't about the object anymore. It's about trust. Every guard, every driver, every protocol is under the microscope." There's also talk that someone could be reassigned or dismissed quietly in order to show accountability. In the royal system, visible firings are rare. But behind the scenes, shifts in responsibility speak louder than any headline. And then there's the public-facing issue. William and Kate have built their entire reputation around poise, stability, and controlled appearances. Any hint that their protection has flaws could ripple into everything, from how they appear at events to how much freedom they're given to move publicly. In fact, royal watchers have already noticed a change. William's car windows were fully tinted during his last outing. His motorcade appeared larger than usual, and Kate was notably absent, possibly by design, to minimize risk while investigations continue. In short, this isn't being treated as a small error. It's being treated as a serious warning. And while the royal household is trained to recover quickly, this kind of internal shakeup leaves marks that last long after the cameras move on. Media frenzy and speculation. Within hours of the incident, the media was already in full attack mode. What began as quiet whispers quickly turned into front-page headlines, with outlets across the UK and beyond scrambling to piece together the mystery surrounding Prince William's car. The words security breach, royal scandal, and secret documents were splashed across news tickers before the palace could even blink. It started online. X, formerly Twitter, was the first to erupt. A witness video showing the moment the car was diverted mid-motorcade racked up over 3.7 million views in less than 24 hours. That clip became the spark. Soon, hashtags like Windsor Warning, William Carr Leak, and Royal Security Fail were trending globally. Major newspapers, including the Daily Mail, The Guardian, and even the New York Times, picked up on the event with slightly different angles. The Mail called it a major failure in royal protocol. The Guardian asked, what was William really carrying? And the Times? Their headline simply read, Silence in Kensington. But the most dangerous narrative wasn't from journalists. It came from royal commentators and conspiracy theorists. Some claimed the object was a tracking device planted by foreign intelligence. Others insisted it was a file tied to Diana's sealed estate, suggesting someone was trying to leak private documents. One commentator on a late-night show went so far as to say, if this file connects to Camilla, we may be seeing the start of a new royal rift. Suddenly, it wasn't just a car and a package. It was espionage, internal betrayal, and family secrets, all wrapped into one viral storyline. Social media only added fuel to the fire. Edited videos started circulating with titles like What They're Hiding in the Range Rover and Camilla's Files vs. Diana's Box, Truth or Trap. TikTokers were making timeline breakdowns. Reddit forums dug up old interviews, claiming clues were hidden in William's past remarks. One post claimed that a document similar to the one found was once mentioned in a 2017 biography, but never confirmed publicly. The palace's silence only intensified the drama. In the absence of facts, people created their own truths. And in a media environment, this hungry mystery equals momentum. To make matters worse, every time a royal protection officer refused to comment, it added to the suspicion. The press started analyzing not just what was said, but what wasn't. Eye movements, pauses, changes in travel schedules. It became a live puzzle that no one had the full answer to. What we're watching is more than just a media story. It's a public test, not only of the palace's ability to protect its future king, but also of its ability to control the narrative in an era where silence isn't protection anymore. It's provocation. And now the questions turn toward explanation. Was this truly a breach? Or is there another side to the story no one's considered yet? Let's explore the scenarios that insiders believe could explain what really happened inside that car. Possible explanations and scenarios. As public interest grows, palace insiders are quietly discussing what might have really happened inside Prince William's car. And no theory is simple. The most basic idea? A staff error. A forgotten item left during vehicle prep. In royal protocol, even a harmless object can spark a full security lockdown. Another theory? The object was confidential, a misfiled royal document or estate paper. If sensitive material was accidentally left behind, the panic and silence make sense. Mistakes like this are rare and quickly buried. But some believe it was planted intentionally. A test, a distraction, or even a warning, possibly from someone with inside access. If true, that would shake the palace to its core and trigger a full security overhaul. Others suggest the item was symbolic. A message tied to Diana, Camilla, or Harry. A quiet protest meant to provoke emotion, not damage. One final theory? A training drill, an internal test of protocol under pressure. If so, it worked. Maybe too well. As one royal reporter put it, mystery inside the monarchy always echoes louder than fact. And until the truth comes out, if it ever does, the questions will only grow. The fallout. Why this will stay in royal memory. Even if the object found in Prince William's car is never revealed, the damage is done. For a royal family built on control and precision, this moment exposed a rare weakness, one that won't be forgotten. Inside palace circles, it's already being called the Windsor Glitch, a term for events that break the illusion of royal perfection. The breach, seen by millions, showed that even the future king isn't untouchable. Behind the scenes, event planning has shifted. William's future appearances are expected to include stricter vehicle sweeps, tracking systems, and staff background checks. It's not fear, it's protocol, rewritten. Publicly, the prince's image has shifted too. Known for calm and control, he's now being seen as vulnerable, a symbol of how even the monarchy can be caught off guard. Some call it a wake-up call. Others suspect it was a warning. Within the palace, insiders say William is frustrated, not at his team, but at the fact that it happened at all. For someone raised on structure, this moment shook the core. And with no official word, the silence is louder than ever. This wasn't just a breach. It was a crack. And the world noticed. What we need to watch in the coming days. Now that the shock has faded, the world is focused on what comes next. Was the item found in Prince William's car a harmless mistake, or something far more deliberate? The silence from the palace speaks louder than words. Watch for a subtle statement, maybe through BBC or palace sources. If it never comes, it may point to a cover-up or strategic containment. Next, public appearances. Will William and Kate be seen soon? If not, or if their security detail visibly increases, it confirms concerns behind the scenes. Also key, staff changes. Quiet removals or new security hires inside the Royal Protection Unit could reveal the scale of the fallout. These shifts won't make headlines, but their timing will say everything. Stay alert for leaked documents or anonymous tips. Even a blurred image of the mystery object could blow the story wide open again. Most of all, this incident may change how William is handled in public. Fewer engagements, tighter access, more protection. Because when control slips, even for a moment, it threatens the image the monarchy fights hard to protect. And that's why this story is far from over. Whether it was a mistake, a message, or something much darker, this discovery inside William's car has left the royal family exposed. And with no official answers, the silence is louder than ever. One thing is certain: whatever was found has already changed royal security forever, and the world is watching.